who's organizing it. Apparently, the spokesperson is this Belgium European influencer, model, reality TV star, right? So a person like that, a white European person telling me about my pan-Africanism and how the Ghanaian people are suffering.
Is it the government or is it the people in charge? Is the leadership responsive at all? Is it a time for change?
Welcome to Tunacheki's Africa React. I'm your host, Mike Mushi, and this is the show where we react to viral videos that concern the African continent. Before we start, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. So to make it quick, today's video, we're going to talk about the recent drama that has been happening in Ghana, where the Ghanaian government abruptly cancelled this huge Pan-African event that would have included Julius Malema from South Africa, Dr. Arikana from Zimbabwe, Peter Obi from Nigeria, and Professor P.L.O Lumumba from Kenya. These are huge Pan-African voices, huge Pan-African figures, and without warning, the Ghanaian government cancelled this event with no explanation. And we finally gotten to the bottom of it, and we will tell you why the Ghanaian government did that, right? In case you don't know what you're talking about, just have a recap here.
Old pan-Africanist voices such as Professor P.L.O Lumumba of Kenya, EFF leader Julius Malema of South Africa, former Nigerian presidential candidate Peter Obi, and former permanent representative of the African Union to the United States, Dr. Arikana Chihombori-Quao of Zimbabwe, were scheduled to speak at a highly anticipated pan-African political event in Ghana on January 7, 2024. However, the event dubbed the convention was abruptly cancelled, sparking criticism and disappointment from attendees, dignitaries, and observers across Africa. What was this event about? Why has the Ghanaian government stopped it from happening as planned? And why are people criticizing the government of Ghana for the events?
Yeah, so that's the gist of what went down, and many people on social media, many Pan-Africanists are bashing the Ghanaian government on why they cancelled this event, except us, Tunacheki, because we've kind of figured out why the Ghanaian government did this, right? Why it cancelled the event. So we'll just give you a bit of recap why we think the Ghanaian government cancelled this event, and it has to do with the organizers, right? So this event called, as you can see, the conversation igniting the voices of Africa. It was sponsored, launched by NGO called the New Africa Foundation, right? Which is relatively extremely new, and in conjunction with another new political organization in Ghana called the Force Movement, right? Apparently, they were supposed to launch their leader during this event, and he was supposed to like hold the coattails. I don't know how that people say that saying. He was supposed to piggyback on the big names of P.L.O Lumumba, Dr. Arikana, Malema, and Peter Obi. So he establishes himself as an authority in Ghana youth movement, right? And we have a problem with that because these organizations are sketchy at best and suspicious at most, right? We've tried to do digging on them, and their funding is suspect. When they were founded, they are all recently founded. Who's organizing it? Apparently, the spokesperson is this Belgium European influencer, model, reality TV star, right? So a person like that, a white European person telling me about my pan-Africanism and how the Ghanaian people are suffering. So there's a lot of disconnection in their communication and their branding, and it just looks too good to be true. And for me, maybe the only victims for all this saga that's still unraveling are these people that I personally respect from P.L.O Lumumba, Dr. Arikana Chihombori-Quao, and Peter Obi, and Julius Malema. I respect these Pan-African figures, and I feel so bad for them that they were used, right? And they were caught between the government trying to figure out, the Ghanaian government trying to figure out who are these guys launching funny things in our country, and the Ghanaian government, right? They're stuck in between, and they were apparently embarrassed, which would have been if I was a guest there or if I was an attendee. And all of a sudden, the event is cancelled because of some sketchy reason. And also another thing, before I forget, I'm not saying the Ghanaian government did good, right? But it should have cancelled the event before many people invested in the event, before people flew, before people went to see the event. Apparently, they had like stars, like Stonebwoy was going to the event, and many people were caught in the middle, and many people were embarrassed, hurt financially, and disappointed, right? And apparently, they removed from the country this European spokesperson of theirs, right? Because I don't know, they accused them of having false papers or something. But I'm saying, if the Ghanaian government sees something suspicious, it has a right to investigate and take action to the thing, right? But how they did it, we condemn them. You just don't suddenly cancel an event. Maybe they caught it late or something. But all you are saying here is that the Ghanaian government, I'm sure, has its reasons, which will be revealed going forward, or they might never reveal it. They've got their own intelligence unit. Maybe they figured out who's behind the funding of this new organization and the Force Africa, right? Maybe it's an foreign entity. Maybe it's a foreign nation trying to interfere in Ghanaian politics, which is against the law, right? No foreign nation can indirectly or directly try to interfere, try to install like their own leader, their own puppet leader, right? Which for me, based on all the shenanigans that happens in African politics, this was blatantly obvious that these funders were trying to prop up this new Ghanaian leader, not even mention his name, or unveiling the mask, because I don't want this organization to get publicity from this whole saga, right? And that is our honest opinion. That is our personal opinions, right? We are not saying we have proof that this organization is sketchy. We have proof that it's a multinational conglomerate like Cambridge Analytica trying to interfere in Ghanaian election or Ghanaian politics. No. That's our own personal opinion of what we think happened and why we think the Ghanaian government did what it did. The only bad thing that happened was a lot of people were embarrassed, a lot of people were inconvenienced, a lot of people went at a loss because maybe the government did it too late or did it in a very unprofessional way, right? But missing that, on the other hand, the government has the right to protect its citizens. The Ghanaian government has the right to protect its citizens. And if it saw it was fit to cancel this event because the people behind the events, not the people in front of the event. The people in front of the events were guests, right? But I'm saying the people behind the events were sketchy or didn't do things right or something. The Ghanaian government has 100% right to cancel it, right? People are accusing the Ghanaian government of crushing the Pan-African movement, of being controlled by the West, that they told them to cancel this event. And I think as we're at the position that not everybody in this Pan-African movement is a Pan-African, right? There are so many entities, organizations trying to infiltrate this Pan-African movement. That's why personally I've stopped calling myself Pan-African, and these days Tonacheki is a pro-African organization. Because these days everybody just goes like, oh, Pan-African, you put Africa in your name or what, then you're part of the movement. There's so many people claiming to be who they're not, and the only advice we can give you guys, Pan-Africans or pro-African, is to be vigilant. Not everybody who comes with money or who's organizing this event is doing it for the sake of Pan-Africanism. No, everybody has their own agenda, right? The Pan-Africanists and Pan-African pro-Africans have got their own African agenda, but there's some people who have got their own private agenda funded by private entities, multinationals, or countries, right? Yeah, so with that said, this was just a quick short reaction to the events that have been happening in Ghana, and it's our honest opinion, it's our personal opinion, right? Do with it as you may, okay? So thank you for tuning in to Tunacheki. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It's been me, Mike Mushu from Tunacheki. And always remember, Africa is watching.